Hi everyone, my name is Kari Bulman and I co-pastor Sequim Valley Foursquare Church with my husband. I'm also the co-director of Immersion Leadership Ministries, and I'm so honored to be able to share with you today. Today, I want to remind you that God will fulfill His purposes for your life. Psalm 57:2 says it this way: I cry out to God Most High, to the God who will fulfill His purposes for me. And this was a cry of David's heart after he had been in the cave with Saul, and he had had every opportunity to kill Saul and take him out and make himself king of Israel. And God had told him that he would be the king of Israel. But in that moment, out of the fear of the Lord and reverence for God, David waited. And he said, I'm not taking this into my own hands. And he cried out to God. And I think he was reminding his own spirit that day that God will fulfill His purposes for me. Have you ever had to do that? You have to remind yourself what is true. He cried out to God. It said he cried out to Elohim Elyon, which is the God of heaven and earth. And in essence, he was saying, I am crying out to the God over everything. And I am trusting that you will fulfill the purposes that you have for me. And the Lord took me to this passage this morning after I had been standing at my kitchen window, watching the sunrise with my coffee. Sounds peaceful, right? I'm standing there in this serene moment, and I realized I was worrying. I was worrying about some of the dreams and some of the plans that God has placed in my heart. I was wondering if I had missed something, or asking God if I was doing something wrong, because sometimes things don't always feel like they're panning out like we thought they would. Then I sat down to read the Word, and He took me right to this passage. Don't you love how intentional the Holy Spirit is? And He reminded me that I can trust Him to fulfill His purposes for my life. Why? Because He is the God of heaven and earth. I don't need to strive. I don't need to stress about it. I don't need to try and position myself or manipulate any circumstance. I just have to surrender to Him. That's my role in this equation. In every assignment, in every day, in every interaction, my job is to be fully submitted to the God of heaven and earth and to follow His leading. I can trust Him to handle the rest. Today, I feel like there may be some of you who share that same feeling of, God, am I doing something wrong? Maybe you've had a twist in your story. Maybe there was an unexpected move, or maybe there's been sickness or loss in your life in the last couple of years. Or perhaps you have new leadership over you and you're wondering today, God, have I missed something? Or have I made a wrong turn? And I feel like the Lord, the God of heaven and earth, wants to remind you today that He will fulfill His purpose for your life. You don't have to carry the worry of that. You don't have to execute that plan. You can trust Him to place you right where you need to be at just the right time. And in His time, He will bring those dreams to pass, because that's what He does. So take heart, son or daughter of the Most High God. God will fulfill His purposes for your life. I pray that you're blessed today wherever you are in your journey.